Hey everyone, welcome back to BMX News. This is a weekly BMX news show where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you might care about. And with that being said, let's jump into the news. We have a few things to talk about in regards to sponsorship this week. The first one is that Ben Lewis is now doing it for Alive Industry. I hadn't heard of this company prior to this news. I believe that it's a Japanese company, and we do know that Ben is riding for the company, and there is a signature frame for him in the works. And then after that, we have a video with Mike Stahl and Jesse Romero called Am Squad from Madera. And while at midnight last night, while I was getting ready for this, the title did not compute in my head as a Welcome to Madera video. That's exactly what it is. It's welcoming these two to the Madera AM team. And in watching this one, it's immediately clear why both of these dudes were added to the Madera team. They both fit the Madera mold very well as street-orientated riders on a street-orientated Madera team. So if you're looking for an awesome street video to watch for this week, this is definitely going to be a good choice. And from there, we can move into contest and jam news. There's a couple different events that went on that there's a few different things to talk about. Somehow last week, I missed talking about Simple's summer session. There is the results as well as a highlights video in the description below. And then from there, we have the videos from the Vans BMX Pro Cup US Open. We've got Dennis Enarson's winning runs as a video by itself, the high air contest video, as well as women's and men's finals highlights videos. I want to ask you guys, for those of you who watched it live and watched everything happen live in the men's finals, what do you think of the results of the contest? I personally think that Boyd Hilder should have been placed higher, so I'm interested to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. If you can make a judgment based on the finals highlights video, that would work too, but I feel like you had to have watched it live to kind of get a feel for where people should have been placed, because there's 3 entire runs that were not timed. Either way though, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Then after that, we've got a flatland contest called Snipes Battle Square. This is their 2018 contest series, and we have the highlights from that in Rotterdam from Stop 1. And then we've got a pro highlights video from the King of Concrete 2018 event. From there, we can move into the videos from this week. I'm going to change things up just a little bit when it comes to the videos, and I'm going to make the first ones that I talk about my must-see list of the week. This week, we really only had 3 videos that I would say are a must-see video of the week. The first one that I want to talk about is Big Daddy versus a bike transfer on the mega ramp. If you don't mind watching crash clips, this one is absolute insanity, which is why it's at the top of the must-see list for this week. The only way that I could really come up with to describe this video is that a person is flying 50 to 60 feet through the air to a hard landing over and over and over again. Big Daddy absolutely works himself trying to get a bike-to-bike transfer over the 50-foot jump on the mega ramp, and holy crap, is it insane to watch. I legitimately can't even picture getting up the nerve to do that one time, let alone as many times as he attempted it. So I hope that he goes back and lands it, but if he doesn't, I think most of us will understand. And then the next video on the must-see list from this week is Brandon Began's Junts from Fit. And there's just something about the way that Brandon Began rides that intrigues me. I'm not sure why I like it. I think it might be the creativity behind it as far as an approach to kind of the new school riding that we see nowadays. I think that might in part be because he kind of ushered in the new school riding that we see nowadays. Either way though, this video is definitely one that you'll want to check out if you're into new school street riding like we see on the daily today. And then the last video on the must-see list from this week is Dennis Enarson's Capslock. Nobody can say Capslock right. If you watch the fans video, they said it wrong so many times. The next video on the must-see list and the last video on the must-see list is Dennis Enarson's Capslock B-sides. This is basically a compilation of every clip from the Capslock video, but with the B-roll and crashes and just anything else that didn't make the cut for the video itself. If you were into the Capslock video, which I'm sure most of you were because I think all of BMX was into this video, this will definitely put a few of the spots, the tricks, the gaps, the drops into perspective for you. I seriously cannot believe that he had to try that gigantic roof drop into like the pavement bank with the words on it. The thumbnail from the video, I can't believe he had to try that more than once because the first one he put his foot down on. Just watch the video to see some absolute craziness from Dennis Enarson. And then real quick before we list the rest of the videos from this week, I want to talk about Eric Lichtenberger's Ride BMX Pro part. This one is dropping at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. So as of filming this, it hasn't dropped yet, but being a Ride BMX Pro part, you know that it's going to be worthy of talking about. So there's going to be a link in the description right after the Dennis Enarson Capslock B-sides video for you guys to check out if you're interested, because we haven't had a chance to see it yet, so I can't really say too much about it. There's also going to be links to everything else that I've talked about today and will talk about in the description below in the order that it's talked about. And that brings us to the rest of the videos from this week that are worth talking about. The first one is an Etnies Japan team mix from 2018. Then we have Dig BMX Locals with a name that I'm honestly not even going to try to pronounce because I know that I will butcher it. After that, we've got Tom Villarreal and Cody Scott Perry's Cali mix, then Chris Bracamonte's Lost Footage video from Colony, followed by an ad for fuse protection featuring Larry Edgar. This is 51 seconds of Larry that we know and Larry that we don't always get to see, so it's definitely one to check out. And then we've got Matt Hoffman's speech from the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame induction. It's not a riding video, but some of you might care, so here it is. After that, we've got Kyle Elliott's North Coast Cruisin video, followed by Hobie Doan's No Spots 2018 video. We have Liam Eltham and Matt Priest in Newquay. Wow, there are a lot of videos from this week. We've got the WYD Vietnam, Japan, and Korea video. This is a compilation of a trip through Asia. It's 10 minutes long. And we have a thank you fresh meat mixtape, which is just under 20 minutes long, followed by the Disco Stew DVD featuring Brock Rayford being available now as they just had a premiere. This one isn't a link to a video, but it's a link to purchase the DVD if you're interested. And that's it for video news this week. I know we had a ton of videos, so work your way through those. And then we've got some quickie, check it out if you care news in the form of a bunch of bike checks this week. The first one is an Erwin Perlman bike check from We the People, followed by a Tom Dugan video bike check from Odyssey, a Grant Germain video bike check, and a Kostya Andreev video bike check as well. And that brings us right on into the products from this week. The first one is the Odyssey Half Bash Sprocket promo video. This was a quick but awesome 30-second promo video featuring Matt Nordstrom putting the Half Bash Sprocket to use. The Half Bash Sprocket is a 7 series aluminum sprocket with 2 different places to bolt on a plastic guard. It comes in 25 tooth and 28 tooth, and as I said, there's 2 different locations to put the guard, so technically you can run the guard in one or the other or both. And then after that, we've got more full factory news in a Sunday Nightshift frame, which is a new frame from Sunday featuring a lifetime warranty, a 75.25 degree head tube angle, a 71 degree seat tube angle, an 11.625 inch bottom bracket height, a 9-inch standover, and a 13.25 inch chainstay. It weighs 5 pounds even. It's got a 5-inch head tube on it, and it comes in Eric Elstrand's emerald green colorway, as well as a matte black magic colorway. It comes in 20.75, 21 inches, and 21.25 to 5 inches, and there's a link in the description below that has a little bit more information on it. And that's it for the products from this week. So everything came from Odyssey and Sunday. And then we can move right on into the interview section from this week. There's only one thing to talk about here, and that is a Trey Jones The Rollback podcast from Vital BMX. I actually got to listen to the entire thing, and there's so much good stuff in this podcast. Trey has a lot of very rational and very reasonable opinions on things within BMX, and he has this attitude of do whatever you want. It's all freestyle, which I think anybody can get behind. And there's a lot of different stuff talked about in this one than whenever they did the BMX in Our Blood podcast. So if you listen to the first one, you will still be able to enjoy the second one because they're not hitting on all of the same exact stuff other than talking about the money and Swamp Fest and all of that, because I think that you can't talk about that enough when you have all of BMX hating on him for supposedly making money on something that he just did to try and help people. Either way though, that's the last thing that I have to talk about with this week's BMX news video. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below with your favorite video from this week or what you thought of the results from the Vans BMX Pro Cup. I know that Dennis Enarson definitely deserved the win, but I'm curious to hear what you guys had to say about Boyd Hilder's amazing first run. The comments really let me know that you guys are getting something from this video. Either way though, that's going to be it for this one. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below as well. And like I said before, links are in the description in the order that everything was talked about. I want to thank you guys for being here and watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.